Let us have example number 3. The given equation is 6x squared plus 6 is equal to 12x. Step number 1. Transform the quadratic equation into standard form if necessary. The standard form of quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Based on the given quadratic equation, it is not in its standard form. Therefore, we need to transform first the given quadratic equation in standard form. As you can see, the 12x is not in its proper location. We need to transpose the positive 12x in the other side of the equation by applying the addition property of equality. By adding the inverse of positive 12x, which is negative 12x. So, we have 6x squared plus 6 is equal to 12x. Then, add the inverse of positive 12x, which is negative 12x. So, we have 6x squared minus 12x plus 6 is equal to 12x minus 12x is equal to 0. Therefore, the standard form of the given quadratic equation is 6x squared minus 12x plus 6 is equal to 0. To make more easier to solve, let us reduce the numerical coefficient of the equation by dividing 6. Divide the whole equation by 6. Let us simplify. 6x squared divided by 6 is equal to 1x squared. Minus 12x divided by 6 is equal to negative 2x. Plus 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. And lastly 0 divided by 6 is equal to 0. As a result, the given quadratic equation is 1x squared, or we can write as x squared, minus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Let us now move on to step number 2. Factor the quadratic expression. In factoring, the first thing to do is factor x squared just like we have done in previous examples. So, the factor of x squared is x times x. If we get the product x times x is equal to x squared, we are already done with the factor of x squared. As you can see, the quadratic equation has negative and positive signs. For this equation we will find the appropriate sign and the number at the same time. We will do trial and error until we find the appropriate sign and number. First let us think of two numbers. When we multiply, the result is positive 1. And when we add, the result is negative 2. Let us try positive 1 and positive 1. If we multiply positive 1 times positive 1 is equal to positive 1. How about in addition? Positive 1 plus positive 1 is equal to positive 2. Therefore, positive 1 and positive 1 are not the numbers we were looking for. It does not satisfy the addition part wherein it results to negative 2. Let us try the negative 1 and negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is equal to positive 1. For addition part, negative 1 plus negative 1 is equal to negative 2. There you go. It satisfies both multiplication and addition. Therefore, the two numbers are negative 1 and negative 1. So, the factor of the given quadratic equation is x minus 1 times x minus 1 is equal to 0. Let us now move on to step number 3. Apply the zero product property. We will equate the factors into 0. So, we have x minus 1 is equal to 0. And x minus 1 is equal to 0. Let us move to step number 4. Solve each resulting equation. So, we have x minus 1 is equal to 0. Since we are looking for the value of x, then, we need to transpose negative 1 into other sides of the equation. By applying the addition property of equality, the inverse of negative 1 is positive 1. So, we have x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then, add the inverse of negative 1, which is positive 1, on both sides of the equation. Let us now simplify. X plus negative 1 plus 1 equal to 0 is equal to 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. Then, we have x plus 0 is still x is equal to 1. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 1. Let us also solve the other factor, which is x minus 1 is equal to 0. Since we are looking for the value of x, then, we need to transpose negative 1 into other sides of the equation by adding the inverse of negative 1, which is positive 1. So, we have x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then add the inverse of negative 1, which is positive 1, on both sides of the equation. Let us now simplify. X plus negative 1 plus 1 equal to 0 is equal to 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. Then, we have x plus 0 is still x is equal to 1. Therefore, the value of x is equal to 1. Now, let us check if these two values of x are a solution of the equation. Since our values of x is similar, which is 1, then, we have only one solution for checking. Let us now move to step number 5. Checking. Let x is equal to 1. Get the original equation. The equation is 6x squared plus 6 is equal to 12x. Substitute the value of x, which is 1. So, we have 6. Substitute the value of x, which is 1. Then, square. Plus 6 is equal to 12. Substitute the value of x, which is 1. Let us simplify. 6 times 1 square is equal to 1. Plus 6 is equal to 12 times 1 is equal to 12. Then, we have 6 times 1 is equal to 6. Plus 6 is equal to 12. 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. Then, 12 is equal to 12. Therefore, 1 is the solution of the given equation. This is how you find the solution of quadratic equation by factoring.
For more videos on mathematics, please don't forget to subscribe.